What is happening, guys? My name is Yousef. Welcome to another video. In this video we're going to be talking about the stocks that for the past few days have been going up and down, and is it still a good time to buy a lot of the different stocks that they did such a deep dip within the past month or so. And we're gonna go over those. We're gonna go over my top stocks to see if it's still a good time to basically buy those stocks right now. And I know a lot of them rebounded and already back to what it used to be about 3 or 4 months ago. So we're gonna go over those little details. This video is gonna be a little bit longer, so if you want, you can just grab your popcorn, your drink, and let's get on to it. Let's roll the intro. Let's go. Guys, so today let's talk about the stocks that I think basically are rebounded already, and there's a lot of them that I think that are already too late to basically invest your money into them. A lot of the ones basically just like Apple and Microsoft, when I go deep down into them, Apple is at about $319 again, and Microsoft is about $183. Yes, they may not be all the way to the top high that they used to be about 4 months ago, 5 months ago, but again they almost rebounded, and I don't think it's a great time to invest into them again as a beginner. If you're definitely willing to put your money on the side and basically not touch it for a couple of years, it's always a great time to basically invest into those type of stuff. But as of now, Apple is about $319, Microsoft is about $183, and I think it's still, too late now to basically invest into them. But that's definitely the side of the basically stock market that is always growing, that's always going to be going up, just because they always have new products to launch every single year. So it's still a great time to basically invest into them again if you're doing long-term investment in any of those basically technology sector of the stock market. And to the side that is basically mostly banks, Chase, JP Morgan is about $89 right now, which I think is still a great time to basically invest into it right now. If you actually look at the basically 1 month chart, it's still down about 0.16%, and if you actually look at the basically 3 month chart, it's still down 32%. So I think it's still a great time to basically invest into JP Morgan, just because I think banks never gonna go away. Banks never gonna basically, especially such a big banks, they're not gonna go bankrupt anytime soon. So I think it's still a great time to basically purchase them right now. It's still a great buy, and I still will recommend it to a lot of people. Just like Bank of America, I think Bank of America right now is about $22, and from the 3 month chart it's down again 31%. And again, I think it's still a great time to basically buy into it right now, just because these guys make such a great money year after year. And yes, we're gonna go through some rough times, and yes, it may not be something that you put your money in there and you see a profit within a couple of months. It might take a little bit longer for basically banks to recover from this whole thing that is happening. So I would say it's gonna take a little bit more time. It would be better for you to basically put money into banks when you're basically not touching the money for at least a year or two. Then you would see some progression into your money within the next few years. One of my most favorite ETFs are still SPHD, and SPHD is still down about 25% to basically what it was about 3 months ago. And it's still a great time to buy into it if you're looking and willing to basically put your money into something that is going to grow year after year. I think SPHD is still a great basically buy right now, just because it's still at about $31 and still about $10.65 less than what it used to be about 3 months ago. And especially SPHD is basically part of the S&P 500, and it pays you a really good dividend that I think for one of those people that you like to be getting dividends, month after month or basically quarterly, SPHG is still one of my top favorite ones in order to basically be able to buy something into it right now and not really worry about it, just because when you put your money into an EFT, they basically split your money into a lot of different accounts, not just one stock, but maybe like 20, 30, or even hundreds of different stocks. So your money basically grows as long as the market as a whole grows, and your basically you lose money when the whole market comes down. So the chance of you regaining that money and basically being able to make profit soon again in few months is massive with these ETFs. There's a lot of the good medical health, basically healthcare sector stocks that I'm gonna post a link for you up here, that you're gonna see one of my previous videos that I talked about ZINX, which basically the symbol is ZYXI, and you would be able to see now it's still about $19, and for about within the past 1 month chart, if you look at it, it went up about 31%, and in 3 months chart it went up 60%, which is an insane amount of gain in such a short period of time. Again, ZINX is one of those companies that they make basically medical devices for surgery rooms, for blood pressure, for amount of basically blood that has been lost in the surgery. So the devices that they create is massively improving basically the surgical room equipment, and I think it's a great time to basically invest into them right now, just because the healthcare sector as a whole, it's a great opportunity right now, just because they're either creating the vaccines for the coronavirus, or they're making ventilators, or they're making medical devices. And now that's definitely booming, and it's a great time to invest into them right now. Again, the symbol is ZYXI, and I always happen to say this wrong for whatever reason. I always say ZYXY, but it's definitely ZYXI, and still a great time to basically put your money into it right now. And basically what I love about ZYXI is just because a lot of the employees and a lot of the people who are working in this company invested their own money into the company. So that speaks a lot. That tells you that every single person that is basically working in the company is willing to do their best for the stocks to basically grow in this company. So I think it would be a great opportunity. And if you look at their earnings, their portfolio, and how much money they're making and how much debt they have, they basically almost have no debt. They basically have so much cash flow going on, and definitely is one of the stocks that I still recommend to this day for you guys to actually purchase them right now. And definitely my last stock would be another ETF that is definitely one of my most favorite ones. It's a little bit more expensive, and it's called Vanguard Total Stock Market ETF, and the symbol is VTI, and right now it's hovering about $150 up and down a little bit. And if you look at the 1 month chart, it's still up 6% within the past month, and within the last 3 months it's down 10%. So that tells you a lot. That tells you that the market is already rebounding and the market is already going up again. So you don't really want to miss this opportunity to invest in this type of ETFs, just because when you invest in these kind of ETFs, you don't have to really worry about your money. But definitely when you're thinking about ETFs, you want to think about something that is a little bit more, pays you in more dividend as well too, just because if everybody go ahead and basically invest their money into ETFs, you're not going to see that fluctuation anymore. All the stocks is going to be basically going in the same rapid line, and that's becomes basically the norm, and basically you're never going to make money or profit on your stocks. But definitely the dividend that they're going to pay you, that's then basically the profit that you're getting on top of your money if the stock actually goes up. Right now it's about $150 again, but what it was actually, if you look at about February 18, February 14, it was about $171. So it's still down about $30. And again, if you have money to put on the side, and if you can do fractional sales, even with a lot of the different apps like Cash App or WEBULL or Robinhood, I'm gonna leave the link down there for you guys, so you guys would be able to sign up with my link. On WEBULL, you get 2 free stocks up to $1,400. And Robinhood, I know, gives you 1 free stocks, I think up to a couple of $100, up to $500-600, and you still would be able to do fractional sales on these stocks and basically make such a great money in the long run. And you're gonna appreciate me in a few months or maybe a year, and you're gonna be like, Yousef, thank you so much for recommending. And that's what I usually tell a lot of people when they tell me, what am I gonna be buying right now? What is the good stock for me to buy into? Which sector is the best one to buy into right now? And I think that would be a great opportunity for you guys to buy the ETF, and mostly in the healthcare sector of the stock market. Again, thank you so much for watching my videos. I really appreciate you guys being here, and every day I do my best to bring you guys the best content that I possibly can make for you guys. And please go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you find value in this video. Smash the like button, leave me a comment down below, let me know what you guys think about the stocks right now, what is trending, and what do you guys like to know more about that I can do my next videos on for you guys. Again, go ahead and watch my last video. I'm gonna post a link for you guys up here. We had a $500 giveaway. You don't want to miss from that one, so definitely stay tuned for that. Hopefully to see you guys soon in next few days again, and have a great day. Ciao.